The following is a presentation of Tonganoxie Sports Live. It's time for the Chieftains on your new home for Tonganoxie High School athletics, Tonganoxie Sports Live. Tonganoxie Sports Live is presented by Kansas Insurance, locally owned and operated. Learn more at kansasins.com. Also by It's time for the Chieftains, right here on Tonganoxie Sports Live.
At this time, we ask that you remain standing as we honor the United States of America with the playing of our national anthem by Chanute High School's Blue Pride Marching Band under the direction of Dr. A.J. Mew and Ms. Rebecca Louder. We remind all in attendance that the proper etiquette is to remove your cap or hat, face the flag, and stand with your right hand over your heart. You may notice active duty military personnel or veterans not in uniform saluting the flag. Please feel free to join the band. Thank you.
You know, how's the saying go? Better late than never?
Yeah, that's right.
Better late than never. And with that, we say welcome in, everybody. An exciting Friday night edition of Tonganoxie Sports Live here live from Chanute High School in Chanute, Kansas, about 2.5 hours south down 69 Highway from Tonganoxie, at least. Thank you all for joining us. I'm Dylan Funk, joined again by my broadcast partner, Dennis Drennan. Partner, welcome back to the booth. We missed you last week. You missed a good one.
It's great to be back. We missed a good one last week, or at least I did.
Yeah, you did, at least. Yeah. Everybody else watched along like you.
Well, I watched it. Yeah.
Good game. And let's talk about that game a little bit. Big win last week against the defending Frontier League champ Spring Hill, 27-24. The Chieftains gutted it out. Wasn't the prettiest of wins, but kind of like the Chiefs game yesterday. It was a week 2 win. It was a week 2 win for the Chieftains last Friday. It was keyed by 2 big runs by Colton Brusman. He had a 61-yard and a 41-yard house call for touchdowns. Now get this. This was the crazy stat I found out. You look at the totals of rushing yards for Colton Brusman. He only was listed 102, and on 24 carries. You wonder, that's really weird. Spring Hill dominated the line of scrimmage so much that outside of those 2 runs, every carry that Colton Brusman had was either for negative gain or no gain. Just an uncharacteristic game. We've never really seen Tonganoxie dominated at the line of scrimmage like that, and that's going to be tested here again tonight. A little bit more on that in just a little bit. Talon Langford, the other big story out of last week, his first game as a varsity starter. The sophomore went 8 of 23, 194 yards and 2 touchdowns. While the completions percentage, while you like to see that get bumped up a little bit in this game, I think for the young buck making his first start at the varsity level, you could tell he had his growing pains like we had talked about with a lot of the young quarterbacks we've seen over the past couple of years. But I think after having a full week of starter preparation, he has plenty of time working with Preston Troyer, the head coach. I think I'm kind of expecting a pretty big game out of Talon Langford tonight.
Yeah, I think so too. And he was a big reason why Tonga was able to come back and win that because, as we talked about, partner, they were stacking the box. They had both their safeties in the box, and just they were keyed on stopping the run. And kudos to Preston Troyer for opening it up a little bit in the passing game, which loosened it up a little bit inside, and then Colton was able to break off those 2 big ones for us.
And we'll talk more about that Spring Hill game throughout the game. But right now, focus on the opponent that's in front of you. You're driving all this way to face them. The Chanute Blue Comets, preseason ranked one of the top 10 teams in all Class of 4A. Right now, they're sitting at 8, right behind a couple other big names. But this is a big game, not only for Tonganoxie, because this is a chance for a 1-1 coming on the road, hostile environment, playing a great football team. Well, for Chanute are also looking to prove something for themselves as well, as they don't get the chance very often, especially in the regular season, to play some teams that coming, when you start talking about Northeast Kansas teams, Kansas City area teams, they don't get to play those teams a lot. They got to play a lot of teams down here, Southern, Southeast Kansas, a lot of smaller schools. So I think both teams come in tonight looking forward to the competition that faces them on the other sideline.
Yeah, and 2 of the players to watch on the Blue Comet side tonight is number 2, Dagan Dean, and he's a wide receiver and defensive end. He'll go both ways. And quarterback Eric Irby. He's a quarterback and a defensive back. So they're 2 of their studs, so we'll see how this plays out.
And we heard Little T a little bit in the post-game interview last week talk about Dagan Dean. Didn't name him specifically, but he talked about big tight end, very fast, just like a lot of the Comets on this team. Really fast team overall, but Dagan Dean, the star of the Blue Comets, getting a lot of D2 and even some D1 looks and offers as of right now. Undecided for those just curious, but definitely going to be a lot to handle for the Chieftains over on that side. Coin toss already underway, and we are ready to go here. Again, this presentation of Tonganoxie Sports Live, as always, is brought to you by Kansas Insurance, and we do want to thank everybody for their patience today, running with a little bit of network issues here in the press box. Both our stream and the Chanute streams that are going through their lumps right now. And thank goodness we brought a little backup Wi-Fi hotspot just for situations like this. And we are ready to go here tonight in Chanute. And it looks like the Chieftains are going to have first crack at it on offense, getting ready to receive the opening kickoff.
I think it's important for the Chieftains to get off to a quick start tonight.
Cade Small is going to do the kickoff duties for Chanute.
And there is about a 15-mile-an-hour breeze coming out of the south, so it will be to the Blue Comets back in this quarter.
Yes, when we first got here around 4:30, 5 o'clock today, wicked winds blowing across the field. We even saw during warm-ups the Chanute Comets kicker was kicking with the wind to his back, getting near 60 yards. That just shows how much the wind was blowing. And to kick is taken just past the 30 and down around the 32, and that is where this Chieftain offense will take over. First drive of the game. And again, out comes Talon Langford after getting the start last week. Noah Carlton again coming in for Trevor McGraw in the first game against Basel Linwood after Trevor McGraw came out with the collarbone injury. Will not be back for the rest of the season. No, last week during practice, they ran Langford and Carlton, gave him 50-50 reps at the starters, and Little T at the end, deciding to go with Langford. Looking for a big night for him tonight, as long as the lone man in the backfield with him, Colton Bruisman. And the first snap is on the way. Left side handoff, Bruisman running between guard and tackle, stretching it out. Big run and a first down already. Call it about a gain of 12, up close to the 45-yard line, and a first down on the first play of the game for the Chieftains.
Yeah, that's vintage Bruisman right there. He's a bruising runner.
Very physical. Once getting through the line of scrimmage, will run through a bunch of arm tackles, will truck you, and then once he gets that space, gets that green grass in front of him, turns on the jets. Just the perfect duality you love out of a running back. This time right side, trying to stretch it out. That time, not much luck. Chanute defense was ready for it. First one, wrap him up, number 9, Cade Small. And the Chieftains go backwards on that one, losing about 3 yards on the play. This is a Chanute squad. This year, 2-0 on the season. Opening up their season, a 38-14 win versus Augusta, and then last Friday, 28-13 victors over Pittsburgh. 3 straight running plays to start the game for the Chieftains, and that one, another minimal game, getting back to the original line of scrimmage, 3rd and 10 coming up. Talked about those 4A preseason rankings for the Blue Comets. They're ranked 8th overall. This has been a team that, kind of like Tonganoxie, have been on the same trajectory as far as just past years of football. They've had their abysmal years, but they have been on the rise in the past 4 or 5 years. Last year, losing in the second round of the playoffs to Bishop Miege, 33-21. And the Chieftains are going to be forced to punt here after picking up the first down on the first play of the game. Call it about 4th and 8 down on the field. The Comets are also the reigning and defending Southeast Kansas League champions from last season. And we are going to get a chance to see the Blue Comet offense here in just a moment. Langford will stay in to punt it away. Lob snap right near the face mask. He gets it away. Had a pair of nice punts in the game against Spring Hill, pinning the Broncos down inside the 10 a handful of times throughout the game. This one sails out of bounds, and it's going to be near the 30 or closer to the 25. And we will see what the Chanute offense has to bring. One other kind of major thing to notice, we talked about in week 1 and week 2, between the Broncos and the Bobcats, is that they were able to platoon 11 on offense, 11 on defense. Not the story tonight. A little bit of a level playing field for the Chieftains. It'll be interesting to see if they'll be able to capitalize on that later on, as both teams will have to deal with the fatigue factor all the way through 4 quarters.
Yeah, that's a good point, partner. It's hard to compete with those schools that can platoon on you. That 4th quarter gets pretty tough.
1st and 10, ball at the 30-yard line. Handoff up the middle and has plenty of state. Sidestep, stretching out past midfield, and he might go the distance. One man to beat. Wyatt Harris drags him down pretty close near the nameplate. No flags initially in horse collar, but still a big run on the play.
Yeah, there's a flag.
Call it about 53 yards on the ground.
They're going to add some more onto that.
That is Ty Leedy, the 5'8 senior running back, averaging about 6 yards a carry. Call that, again, a gain of 53, and back him up even more as far as the Chieftain defense. So not a good start defensively. Blue Comets are led by their quarterback, number 3, Eric Irby, the 6'2 senior. 22 of 33 on the year, 305 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions, a 135.7 QBR. Also a little bit of a dual threat, has 10 carries and a total of 113 yards on the ground.
Now they're knocking on the Tongie's door here.
Quick pass, comeback right near the front pylon, and 2 plays is all it takes for the Blue Comets as they get into the end zone. And like we talked about, one of the guys to look out for, Dagan Dean. The easy reception there, 9-yard reception for the touchdown, and 6 points for Chanute. And the Chieftains are on the ropes early. Extra point pending. Some early movement by the Chieftains, but got back in the neutral zone for the snap, and the kick is good. No penalty, and it is a 7-0 ball game in favor of Chanute. Score coming at the 9-minute, 32-second mark, set up by a 53-yard run from number 21, Ty Leedy, setting them up. Next play, 9-yard touchdown reception, Irby to Dean. We are going to step away for a quick 30 seconds and back with more action here on Tonganoxie Sports Live.
Local and save at Brothers Market in Tonganoxie, where we treat you like family. Brothers Market has great everyday deals throughout the store. Enjoy fresh cut steaks from the meat department, the freshest fruits and vegetables. Learn more at shopbrothersmarket.com. Market.com.
Back here on Tonganoxie Sports Live, Dylan Funk alongside Dennis Drain. Thank you all so much for joining us tonight. A highly anticipated game ever since the regular season schedules came out. This Week 3 matchup circled for both the Blue Comets and the Chieftains, and it is the Blue Comets with the early advantage, 7-0. Leaning on the senior leadership, Ty Leedy getting it done, 53-yard run, setting up the 9-yard touchdown reception for Dagan Dean, and this one muffed but quickly recovered as Harris is going to bring it out near the 20. Breaks a couple more tackles, gets down right around the 24-yard line, and we will see the Chieftain offense for the second time this game. Started off first play of the game, about a 12-yard run for Colton Brusvin. After that, they went backwards a couple plays and had to punt on 4th and 8, looking to do better this time around.
Yeah, the Blue Comets looking for the run because they have the box stacked. You can see there's nobody deeper than 10 yards.
And some early movement here. It's a matter of who moved first, or both sides are pointing to each other. Official call here, and it looks like an encroachment on Chanute. Back him up 5 yards. And this is something, and I think everyone knows that Tonganoxie is a run-heavy team as it is, but also one of their signature trademarks is being able to play off of that with a killer play-action game. Now with the backup quarterback in there, I think teams now are stacking the box even more and are daring the Chieftains to try to throw it, as there he is, the speedster Dagan Dean coming off the edge as Brusvin tried to stretch it out left side, getting around the left tackle, and not going to happen, as I think he got just back to the line of scrimmage on about 2nd and 5 coming up. And Dagan Dean already making his presence known to the Chieftains, one of the better athletes out on that field for both teams. High snap, Langford collects, another handoff. Brusvin up the middle, sees a slight opening and stopped about a yard short.
Yeah, the Blue Comets are absolutely daring the Chieftains to throw the ball.
And so far the Chieftains
you can see on your screen all 11 guys are within 10 yards of the ball.
Just need one, and met. He needed one, and I think he got 2. He got hit low right near the first down marker, able to stretch it out for 1 more yard. 1st and 10 coming up from the 35-yard line. Chieftains still looking to work out of their territory and get into Chanute's. All run plays so far for this Chieftain offense. Another high snap, now play action, feeling the pressure, rolling out right, continuing to look downfield, and he's going to hold on to it, then try to throw and get rid of it, and that's going to be negative yardage.
I should have just thrown that one away.
Again, it's when you talk about playing with the backup quarterback, not much varsity experience. in the quarterback position for Talon Langford, and that time I think coaches might have liked him just to sail that one out of bounds as he was out of the box. No grounding penalty. That now sets up a long 2nd and 12.
That'll be a teaching moment for the young man.
Snap given, left side run. Brusman, again, just trying to stretch out and nothing going. I believe that was Dagan Dean again getting back there already. A couple of tackles and making life hard on that Chieftain offensive line. 3rd and 11. Whenever the Chieftains decided to throw the ball last week, it was Holthouse and Brendan Briley. They got the job done both with over 90 yards receiving and 1 touchdown each.
They're going to have to loosen this up.
Going to have to try to figure out some trips.
Yeah.
On the bottom of your screen, 1 receiver at the top, and that's Holthouse. Another high snap, pressure immediately coming and taken down. My goodness, Dagan Dean again.
He's unblockable.
Call it a touchdown, a tackle for loss, and a sack already. Not even halfway through this first quarter. Just O'Lane, the left tackle, coming around the blind side, tried to strip it from Langford, so credit to him to hold on to it, not causing the fumble. 2 drives for the Chieftains and 2 punts. And now this one doesn't go according to plan. Langford's just going to have to dive on it, and right in the red zone, the Comets are going to be set up again. Call it 1st and 10 inside the 20, and a bad shank punt there going right off the back of one of the blockers protecting Langford. And the Chieftains are dangerously playing with fire here, in danger of going down by 2 scores already in this contest. And this is against a blue Comet team again. We talk about Chanute coming into this game looking for something to prove, and just talking about their record overall. If you look at the past 10 seasons, when you look at teams they play in their conference in the Southeastern Kansas League and other remaining regions, 45 and 34 overall the last 10 years. As we start out quickly, a quick screen, and down inside the 5-yard line as that one goes out to Caden Seamster. So you talk about that record for Chanute. Whenever they face teams around the Tonganoxie area or over northeast Kansas, over the past 10 years, regular season and postseason, that record is only 8 and 10. So not the best. So the kind of one common knock against Chanute is that, well, they can always beat up against these other schools down in southeast Kansas. But once they got to play one of the big boys, can't always come up. Looking to change that narrative tonight against the Chieftains. This one, a run stuffed short near the line of scrimmage. 2nd and goal coming up. The Comets will have to try to regroup here. And let's see, maybe the Comets will have better luck moving the ball inside the 5 better than the Chiefs did last night. Am I right?
Man.
Hopefully not. We're a fan of the Chieftains. Loaded backfield. Back there with Irby. He takes snap, design quarterback run, trying to run left side. Stiffs arm one man. Gets away momentarily and finally brought down near the 10, so a loss on the play. Brendan Briley and others in there to corral him. Zachariah Glover, another one, and a late flag coming in.
Looks like it might be a hold.
So a lot of times this is going to be holding. Well, it's actually a face mask, but it is still on Chanute. You see a lot of time, just speaking from experience as a former offensive lineman, when you got a lot of movement and shiftment like that, the quarterback's dancing around, defenders are dancing around. Sometimes you just tend to hold on to that jersey a half second longer, and the referees are going to call that every single time. But this one was called a face mask, so big mistake here for the Blue Comets. Back them up, 2nd and goal from the 29.
That was a break that Tonga needed right there.
So good choice by Preston Troyer, declining the penalty. So instead of 3rd and goal to 10, give them redo on 2nd down, but back them up 15 more yards. Irby back there, Leedy back there with him, and he takes it right up the gut. Breaking tackle, strong runner, still taking defenders with him. Gets close to about the 15. It'll be interesting here if how Chanute will play this, if this will be 4th down territory for them or not. I would probably tend to say it would be.
Chieftains need a stop here.
Trips over to the right side. Degendean 1-on-1 at the top of your screen. 3rd down and goal. Irby has time. Feeling the pressure. Isaiah Holthouse wraps him down. And a big sack there.
Good sportsmanship, young man.
And that's just how they teach you. Get back there, take him down, help him back up, and do it again. Long 4th and goal, 4th and 23 to be exact. And no indication, no kicker running onto the field for Chanute, so it looks like they're going to try to go for it.
Yeah, it would be close to a 40-yarder.
I think it'd be exactly a 40-yarder. Now, if you're the Chieftain defense here, just got to be careful here, trying not to draw any penalties.
You better watch number 2 over here at the top of your screen.
Irby looking, feeling pressure again, sidesteps. Wide open, but just offline, incomplete, almost blown coverage. It was blown coverage, and Caden Seamster, the junior, was right there on the left side of the end zone. If Irby just puts that more online, it's another easy 6 points for the Blue Comets, but instead high, and Chanute is turned away after taking over off the bad punt from the Chieftains as the ball was placed inside the 20-yard line. And that Chanute penalty now looms very, very large. A face mask penalty on 2nd and goal at the 5-yard line. And a turnover on downs is the end result of that drive. Chieftain offense, 3rd crack at it. And just not a pretty play there as Lankford and Bruisman colliding in with each other. Not dropping the ball, though, so that is good. But call it going to be some lost yardage on the play. I'm actually going to say he did get back to the line of scrimmage, so 2nd and 10 coming up.
They're going to have to try and throw this ball.
As Chieftain offense does not seem to be on the same page at the moment.
And they can't get any time. Somebody's got to be able to block number 2.
And they run it again, and they ran it right on the side of Degendean. And Bruisman not getting much further, maybe a yard. 3rd and 9 coming up.
Dean's lined up on the left side, so hopefully somebody can block him.
Another pass, Lankford feeling the pressure again and rolling out and just trying to get down and avoid the contact. And again, this Chieftain offense stuck in a rut, not going anywhere. I've actually yet to even attempt an actual pass. They've had 2 dropbacks for Lankford. He has been hurried and scampered out of bounds both plays. That time Lankford just sliding down. The ball has been on this side of midfield for well over about 5-6 minutes. Lankford, this one gets away. Another short punt, though, as it will stay. Will stay in Chieftain territory. 1st and 10 coming up for Chanute at the 49-yard line. 1:48 left to go in the first quarter. A 7-0 contest so far. So not a start that I'm sure the Chieftains were looking for when they were going through all the possible scenarios of this game. Probably down the, how long of a bus ride do you think? Close to about 3 hours?
Well, yeah, school bus ride is good 2.5 anyway.
Nevertheless, not the start that the staff and the players were thinking of. And ball on the ground. Irby couldn't quite handle the snap. And this will now be only the 2nd play of the game that the Comets will have to snap the ball in their own territory. Irby gets a play call and goes into his huddle, relays it. Now the Comets come lined up. bobbling of the snap cost him about 4 yards. 2nd and 14 here. And another run, handoff Leedy. Another pretty big hole. He gets through it and picks up a respectable gain at about 6. So far for Chanute, Ty Leedy, he has been getting it done. Long run so far at 53 yards. Everything else been about 5 or 6. He has had his way so far. And you also see the size of the holes that this offensive line is creating for him. I think you could probably go out there right now, even fresh off your procedure last week, partner, and still get about 4 or 5.
They break me in half.
3rd and 7, Irby stepping in the pocket and throws it, and short of the sticks to Dean, and a good tackle around the waist and bringing him back, trying to get a number out there.
Isaiah Holthouse.
I don't believe it was Holthouse. Holthouse is on the line of scrimmage. In 85, I believe that's Noah Bailey. I wrapped him up, and Dean caught that ball about a yard short of the first down marker. And Bailey coming in there, wrapping him up around the waist, not letting him get away, and slings him back. And that's going to bring up 4th and 4 on the other side of the break here on Tonganoxie Sports Live, your home for Chieftain football. Back after this from Chanute.
Kansas Insurance, we know one size doesn't fit all. In fact, our whole mindset is based on customized policies for you and your families. We're local, and we do what we do because we care about you. Think of us as brokers for your insurance needs. Working with Kansas Insurance gets you the award-winning service and attention to detail that only an independent agency can provide. All across Kansas, we're here to help you manage and plan for all types of risk. Contact a local agent today. Kansas Insurance, local, independent, serving you.
Has your furnace left you out in the cold? Pipes plugged? Are you underwater with your water heater? If so, you'll be glad you called Ladd. Ladd Service Company in Tonganoxie has been your heating, cooling, and plumbing specialist since 1986. Ladd is your dealer for top quality brands like York, Aprilaire, and Wolverine Brass. Plus, they maintain and service all other brands. Schedule your appointment by calling 913-369-3509. Visit laddserviceco.com to see why you.
We are back live here, ready to roll. 4th and 4. Chanute will go for it. 2nd, 4th down. They're trying to convert. A roll out to the left side. Irby, jump throw off the hands. And I believe he might have caught it too, but he did not maintain possession. But even then, I don't think he got a foot in bounds. So another 4th down stop for the Chieftains as they turn the Blue Comets away.
They need to get something going on offense, though. Even if it's just a little halfback pass in the flat, they need to do something to loosen this box up.
After giving up the easy touchdown in 2 plays on the first Chanute drive, the Chieftain defense has now stepped up, and now a big opening here for Colton Brusvin. And the Chanute home crowd wanting to hold, but no flag in sight. Call it close to about a gain of 8 for Colton. And right when he was handed that ball, good job outside zone along that left side, sealing off the edge. Dagan Dean again down there battling. And right there, right now, TJ Leeper listed as the left tackle. He's got the tall task in front of him, having to deal with that just machine, quite frankly.
He's got his hands full.
Another one on the way. Brusvin running left side and getting through, and a hard hit up around the helmet area. As one of the Blue Comets just came flying in there and taking him down. Dagan Dean and Quentin Harding, the 5'10 sophomore. It was Harding that came over from the defensive back position like a heat-seeking cruise missile and just knocked Brusvin down. They initially said he was short of the line to gain, but after brief conversation, they're going to move the change and say Brusvin got there. But I think that was just about it. Didn't get much more. 1st and 10 for the Chieftains in Chanute territory for the first time in this ball game. It's been run heavy so far. Another high snap and another run. Brusvin has an opening, breaks some tackles, and there he goes. And inside the 30, knocked out right around the 25-yard line. Close to about a 20-yard gain on the ground for Colton Brusman. Now the run game starting to come alive for the Chieftains as they get near the red zone. Next one, cut inside, and another decentable gain there up the middle. Another run. And a good cut. Colton Brusman inside the 10, down near the 5.
Good cutback.
And right when Dagan Dean was getting ready to wrap him up, he plants that foot into the turf, makes a cut, goes up the middle, upfield. And the Chieftains now, the best opportunity they've had so far in the game, try to tie this game up potentially. First to goal in the 7. Brusman, another good cut, and this time a flag is coming in. Run initially would have taken the Chieftains up to about the 2 or 3 yard line, but they may be backing up here. A potential holding call looming, we will see, and it is going to be holding on the Chieftains, so back them up 10 yards. And the one thing you always talk about with penalties is that they can be drive killers. And on a drive like this, where this is really the first time tonight that we've seen signs of life from the Chieftain offense and the Chieftain running game, and now a 10-yard holding penalty. Let's see if they can persevere through this one and not have this drive end. Unfortunately, because it was first and goal in that play, so it will remain first and goal. Chieftains will have to go 17 yards to hit pay dirt. Makes one man miss. Brusman inside the 15 and down just in there. Second and goal from the 15. Another passing play. The first pass has actually gotten off from Langford, and it's batted down at the line of scrimmage.
By guess who?
Dagan Dean.
Dagan Dean.
Rough going for the Chieftain passing game.
And Isaiah was open on that slant.
Dagan Dean on the roster. They got him listed 6'4", 209 pounds. They're going to get in looks at many schools at the next level, including a couple D1 offers, as Preston Troyer shared with us in the postgame interview last week. And he has showed off all facets of his game so far in this one. Langford through the end zone, double coverage.
Got it.
Perfectly thrown over the outstretched hands of the Chanute defenders, and a touchdown in the back of the end zone. And I believe that is Todd Brown, number 5, hauling in his first touchdown pass of the year. And it is, can't confirm, Langford to Brown. Big play there. We call it a 15-yard reception. Extra point pending from Jackson McWilliams. And it is up, and it looks good. It is good, and it is now a tie ball game, 7 apiece here at Chanute High School. Talon Langford hooks up with Todd Brown, sophomore to sophomore, in the back of the end zone. Brown's first touchdown reception of the year brings the Chieftains to a tie with the Blue Comets, 7-7 here in the second quarter.
Midwest Chiropractic Center in Tonganoxie, Lansing, and Bonner Springs is ready to get you back to being the active, energetic person you want to be. Dr. Robert Shook and Dr. Daniel Haugen at Midwest Chiropractic offer caring, high-quality, and comprehensive care, including chiropractic care, acupuncture, and school and DOT physicals. Now offering Saturday appointments in Bonner Springs and Tonganoxie to better serve you. To schedule your appointment, call 913-369-0022 or visit them at mwchiropractic.com.
In case you're just now joining us, Chieftains tie the game back up 7 apiece. 15-yard touchdown pass from Langford to Brown. First touchdown pass of the year. First touchdown catch, I should say, for Todd Brown. Third touchdown pass of the year for Langford. And the extra point added on from Jackson McWilliams, one of the top kicking prospects in all of the state of Kansas. Last week's game against Spring Hill had a streak of 34 straight successful PATs come to an end after one of them got blocked. He makes true on that one, a 7-7 ball game, and now this one booming through the air and out of the end zone. My goodness, look out down there, film crew.
Yeah, that's what that bruise will do for you.
All the way down. You see kind of the blue tripod of.
Yeah, that was quite a kick.
That was a booming kick for sure out of the back of the end zone, and the Blue Comets will set up 1st and 10 at the 20. After scoring the touchdown on the first drive of the game, only took them 2 plays. Blue Comets have been turned away, back-to-back turnover on downs.
Blue Comets take possession on their own 20-yard line. Will be 1st and 10 Chanute from their own 20.
Chieftain defense looking to keep the rhythm going that they have established themselves in. Irby, handoff to the main man, Leedy, going up the middle, and he picks up about 3 before being spun down and thrown down along the left side of the offensive line of scrimmage.
Blue Comets high lead, following big grab Russell Scoots. Left side of the line, gain of about 4 on the play.
The officials are going to give him 1 extra yard, so call it 2nd and 6 coming up here. 2 receiver set each side. Dagan Dean, the receiver near the bottom of your screen. Irby calls for the snap and takes it, and look Dean's way, a designed screen, and is going to try to slip away from defenders. Runs into his own teammate out there trying to block for him, and a very minimal gain. As the other receiver out there, Trey Dillo, the 5'8", 155-pound senior, just couldn't give Dean much breathing room there. I'll bring up 3rd and 3 coming up. Under 8 minutes left to play here in the second quarter. Another 2-by-2 set here for the Blue Comets. Dillo going in motion and fakes the jet handoff to Leedy instead, and I don't think he got there, but
we'll see where they spot it.
Well, spots from the officials are going to say he did get it. I thought maybe it looked to be a yard or even half a yard short, but they're going to go ahead and give it to him. First down on the handoff to Ty Leedy.
A little counterplay there.
Blue Comets sent Dillo in motion going from right to left. Faked the handoff to him, got the Chieftain secondary. Getting their eyes caught in the backfield, fooled off the jet sweep, and the handoff to Leedy. Picks up the first down. Now they go back to Leedy, and this time Isaiah Holthouse was the first one to wrap him up. Says he had the ball out. They're going to say runner was down by contact first after about a gain of 1.
Isaiah's a ball hawk, though.
Yes, he is.
He's got a high motor, too.
Been a big player for the Chieftains on offense and defense. Coming into this game on offense, got about 6 receptions, 123 yards. It's about 21 yards per catch and 2 touchdowns. And also in the first game of the year against Baser Linwood, he had a 35-yard pick 6 on defense, and that was a big part of the Chieftains hanging close in that game with Baser Linwood, and a handoff, a fresh set of legs in the backfield. And again, we talk about the sportsmanship again of Isaiah Holthouse. He just got driven to the ground by number 75, Augustus Tustin. 6'5", 290-pound junior. I mean, pancaked him down to the 40-yard line. Isaiah gets up, pats him on the back, says, good job.
He's a player.
True sportsmanship indeed, leading by example, and the ultimate competitor. That's a big right tackle that Holthouse is going up against. Trying to hold him here, the Chieftain defense, 3rd and 4. Irby gets it, pump fakes, quit. And looking, and Deegan slips away and catches it, and Todd Brown is not going to catch him. To the house, touchdown, Blue Comets. 64-yard touchdown reception. Second of the game, Irby to Dean. Just busted coverage there off the pump fake in the backfield. A double move from Dagan Dean, getting behind and getting a step and a half in front of Todd Brown. And now the Blue Comets are now an extra point away from reclaiming a 7-point lead. Chieftain pressure was getting around him, but credit to the Chanute offensive line. Still kept him pretty clean and gave him time to keep his eyes downfield and connect with Dagan Dean. Extra point is good. It is now a 14-7 ball game. 5:32 left to go in the second quarter. 64-yard pass from Eric Irby to Dagan Dean. Second time those two have hooked up for pay dirt here in Chanute.
With the First State Bank and Trust mobile app, you can bank from anywhere. Check your balance while you're waiting in line here, or transfer funds while you're here. Forget to pay that bill? Pay it from here. Don't cut your visit short to go to the bank. Make your deposit from here. And remember, you're always welcome to bank right here. Did you know First State Bank and Trust has donated over $112,000 to Tonganoxie schools? Every time you swipe your Tonganoxie Chieftain debit card, we donate. For more information, visit us at firststateks.com. Member FDIC.
Back here live at the Chanute Family Sports Complex at Chanute High School. Dylan Funk alongside Dennis Drennan. A 64-yard touchdown reception. Eric Irby to Dagan Dean gives the Comets a 14-7 lead, answering the touchdown from the Chieftains, and reclaim a 7-point lead. Comets looking to extend their perfect start of the season, looking to claim a 3-0 start with a win here tonight. Meanwhile, the Chieftains looking to get back above the 500 watermark, sitting at 1-1 on the year. This one, another slightly pooched. There's Chanute sideline taking it to 20. Todd Brown takes it in and trying to stretch it out. Has an opening, had a gap momentarily, down past the 35 before being slung down. And it was Jordan Duncan, number 20 for Chanute, that dragged him down. And I think it's pretty good fortune for the Blue Comets, because if Duncan wasn't there, I think Brown had an opening and he could have taken it past midfield and possibly made a house call. .5:25 left to go in the second quarter. 14-7, the Chieftains trail, and they take over 1st and 10, ball at the 36-yard line.
They need to answer here going into half.
Last touchdown drive was set up by the running game, finally starting to pick up, and they're going to try to pick it up again here with Colton Brusvin, and he got about 3 on that run, respectively. I'll put some fresh legs back there, as I believe in comes Tanner Hand. And Brusvin's still back there with him, so 2 backs in the backfield for the Chieftains. Tanner Hand lined up along that left side, trying to run it behind him, and not much going. Getting chased down from behind. It was that time for the Blue Comet. It was Cade Small, number 9. Chasing Brusvin down. Another minimal gain, about 3rd and 5 coming up here for the Chieftains. Need this one here if you're the Chieftains. Snap is on the way. Hands off into the gut of the running back and broke a couple tackles, got close. He's going to be a yard short, 4th and 1. Now, interesting play here. What do you do here, partner, if you're Little T?
How much time? Let's see it. 4 minutes? I wouldn't want to give it back to him with a chance to go up by 2 scores before a half. But it looks like are they going to go for it?
I do believe so. They're going to go in the Wildcat. Langford hustling off into the sideline, and it's going to be Brusvin's going to try to get it himself, and he did not get there, not even close.
Nope, he lost a yard.
Chase Tarter, number 4, among others, crashing the edge and breaking him down, losing about 3-4 yards, going the wrong way, and now the Blue Comets are going to take over in Chieftain territory again. And yeah, that's just kind of the chance you take whenever you're going for it on 4th down. 4th and 1, Chieftains went with the Wildcat, tried to stretch it out along that right side. Could not get an opening, chase down from behind. And the Chieftain defense quickly rushed back out onto the field after giving up the 64-yard touchdown pass. Their last timeout, and 3:42 left to go. And all 3 timeouts for the Blue Comets. Plenty of time to work here. So they'll take over, 1st and 10, ball at the 44. Irby calls for the snap, handoff. Leedy tries to bounce out right side, stretching it out, and gets good space and is tackled out just around the 40-yard line. Rolled out of bounds in front of his teammates. Brendan Briley there to chase him out. Well, it's 2nd and 5 coming up, ball at the 39-yard line as we approach 3 minutes left to play. Irby taking his time, getting the play call from his head coach on the sideline. And the play clock as they break this huddle is at now 10 seconds and counting, so they're going to have to hustle here, get up to the line and get going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, just getting it off. Irby. Deep drop back, screenplay, perfect design, has blockers ahead, 1st down and more. Turns on the Jets inside the 20, the 15 before being knocked out of bounds. Designed screen, Caden Seamster taking it in. Big reception for Caden Seamster, calling about 26 yards off the screen pass, perfectly designed. And the Comets are knocking on the door again, 12-yard line, 1st and 10. Dean's going to be one-on-one on the right side. Instead, it's a handoff up the middle, almost untouched and into the end zone. Touchdown, Quentin Harding, his first of the game. And the Blue Comets are able to double up there after holding the Chieftains on 4th and 1, and they take it down just a few plays later. Looking to make it a 14-point lead now. 12-yard touchdown run for Quentin Harding, a 5'10 sophomore. And the extra point is up, and it is good. A 21-7 ball game. 2:32 left to go in the second quarter. Chieftains going to have to try to score here on this drive. Plenty of time to work with. 2:32 left and all 3 timeouts remaining. Be back in 30 seconds here on the Chieftain Sports Network, Tonganoxie Sports Live.
The same look and location of a classic drugstore with the services and supplies of a modern pharmacy. That's what you'll find at the Downtown Drug Store in Tonganoxie. Of course, Downtown Drug is the local choice for your prescriptions and health needs, but did you know they have the best selection of Tonganoxie Pride and Chieftain Game Day gear in town? And a whole lot more. Cards, gifts, home decor, and even the best way to satisfy that sweet tooth. The Downtown Drug Store. Call 913-369-3800 or visit them online at thedowntowndrugstore.com.
Deficit has just gotten bigger for the Chieftains in hope of a comeback after tying the game up at 7 apiece. Chanute has come out and scored 14 unanswered back-to-back touchdown drives.
Yeah, and they only have 2.5 minutes to put something up if they're going to.
Garrett Love kicks it away for the Comets and taken in just shy of the 20 for the Chieftains, stretching out right side, trying to stop, and is tackled and wrapped up just past the 30-yard line. A reminder that Chieftains received the ball to start the game, so Chanute will get it to start the second half. So that all of a sudden makes this drive here. 2:25 left to go in the second quarter. All 3 timeouts remaining. Makes it a really big one for the Chieftains. They're going to have to try to capitalize somehow, try to cut this deficit in half.
Yeah, because the Blue Comets deferred, and they will get the ball first in the second half.
Brisbane again, shaking off Dean and not getting much more after that, cutting it upfield. About a gain of 3, maybe 4. We'll see what they give him. Quentin Harding helping Brisbane up and off the turf.
Yeah, it's good to see good sportsmanship on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, both sides tonight, both for Chanute and Tonganoxie. A couple of teams really trying to make their stake and claim in the Class 4A division of Kansas high school football. 2nd and 7, quick pass out and incomplete. It was quickly taken down. Anyway, Jace Tarter. Ogden, I believe Langford was looking for Brown again. And the passing game just not working so far for the Chieftains. The only one that's been completed so far was the 15-yard pass, touchdown pass to Todd Brown for the Chieftains' lone scorer of the ballgame. Every other time's here been incomplete or extreme pressure from the Blue Comet pass rush, and they bring the blitz again. Langford hit as he threw, and it was looking for Sakiah Glover, and he didn't have his head turned around, wasn't expecting it that early.
Hit him right in the hands.
And Langford had to get rid of that one, and credit to him, standing in the pocket, took a hit as he threw it and put it on target. It might have got his toes stepped on. He's bouncing around back there a little gingerly. But he's going to stay in the ball game, waiting for the play call. It's going to be 4th and 6. And to punt this one away, they're going to try to milk that clock down as long as they can get. Still 20 seconds on the play clock, but they're going to go ahead and punt it, send it away. And this one is blocked. And scoop and score for the big man, Garrett Love, 5'11", 250-pound sophomore, and no bigger play for that young man than that right there. A block punt and a scoop and score, and things go from bad to worse for the Chieftains.
Yeah, that couldn't have gone any worse.
It's the second misfired punt we have seen from the Chieftains tonight. First one ricocheting off the back of a Chieftain blocker near the offensive line. Now this time, this one straight up blocked. Right now stands at a 20-point ball game. Extra point is away, and it is good, and Chanute is starting to run away with this one, making a statement tonight. Scoop and score off the block punt. Garrett Love, number 59 for Chanute, taking it back, and it is a 28-7 lead as the Blue Comets lead the Chieftains. 1:36 left to go in the second quarter.
Black and Gold leads to sold at Skeet Real Estate in Tonganoxie. Steve Skeet and the agents at Skeet Real Estate are dedicated to helping you either buy your dream home or sell your home quickly. Plus, Skeet is a one-stop shop with a full line of insurance products from Skeet Insurance. In Tonganoxie and the surrounding area, your choice for real estate and insurance is Skeet. To learn more, follow them on Facebook at Skeet Real Estate or call 913-845-2255.
Folks, don't forget to stick around for the White Birch Property Realty Executives halftime show. 1:36 left to go in the second quarter, and 21 unanswered now for the Blue Comets, and last score coming courtesy of a scoop and score off a block punt. Take it to the house, 28-7 lead, and Chanute is making a statement tonight. Standing it off, ready to go, and like we talked about the Chieftains on the last drive really to score. This time they really need to try to do something. A short kick and taken up past the 40 and close down to the 45. And is there a late flag, or was that just a...
Yeah, there's a flag.
There is a flag down at the 42. Late flag coming in.
Looked like it might have been face mask.
We we'll see if this is a personal foul for Chanute. Add on 15 yards, and that'll set up the Chieftains in blue Comet territory. Face mask it is. So a gift here for the Chieftains. Great starting field position. Still 1 minute, 30 seconds left to go. All 3 timeouts for both Chanute and Tonganoxie. Not completely out of this game yet. You just got to try to come back one score at a time, one play at a time.
You got to chip away at it here. You can't. There aren't too many 21-point plays.
If there are, nobody has found them yet.
No.
And the 100-plus history of the game of football. 1st and 10, ball spotted at the 42-yard line in Chanute territory after the 15-yard penalty for the face mask on the kick return. Chieftains maybe going to have to start airing it out. Instead, it's another handoff and had space. Can quickly run down Dakin Dean again. And it's hard not just to watch the way that Dean plays ball out there and just not appreciate just how much of an athlete he is.
Yeah, he's living in the Chieftains' backfield. There's no question about that.
He's had a sack, a couple tackle for losses on defense, and then on the offensive side, he's reeled in 2 touchdown hauls, including a 64-yard touchdown pass. This one, open gap right up the middle. Bruisman getting near that first down marker. I think we're going to say he's about a half-yard short. 50 seconds left, all 3 timeouts, and I think head coach Preston Troyer is going to take his first one here to stop the clock at 46 seconds.
Well, you can see that Bruisman had a little room to run there because Chanute finally dropped back into more of a prevent defense there, so they didn't have the box stacked up with 11 guys.
I think if you're on Chanute's defense, you're expecting the pass.
Yeah.
Right now.
And I think that's what you're seeing in there. They've been running it.
As of right now, again, the Chieftains not airing it out very much in this game. Only about 3 or 4 pass attempts so far. And 1 completion that was on the touchdown snag for Todd Brown.
Yep.
Outside of that, it's almost been non-existent. Running game has come to life more here in the second quarter. The Chieftains still keeping it on the ground. Only 2 timeouts now after burning their first one. 46 seconds left. Coming up is going to be 3rd and 1. Ball at the 33-yard line. Need to get it to the 32. And let's see what the Chieftains dialed up here after the timeout. And as always, with Jax McWilliams on your team, a chance at a field goal if time is really running low. Not completely out of the question. Definitely got to have the mindset of 6 or nothing.
Yeah, because field goals won't win this game.
And the Chieftains draw them offside. Number 55, Kenton Fitzmaurice, charging through the line, and that'll give the Chieftains a free, fresh set of downs and not burning any time off. That's exactly what you're looking for.
That's a good break for the Chieftains there. Be huge if the Chieftains could push it in here for the half.
Another handoff up the middle, and again with the Blue Comets not stacking the box, the Chieftains are running it up and running it up the middle, might we add, and now a second timeout being called. We're going to go ahead and take a timeout with them. It'll be about 2nd and 4 coming up on the other side of the break. 38 seconds left to go here in the second quarter.
A great collision on the field? Awesome. An awesome collision on the road? Not so great. If that bad play does come your way, take your car to S&S Body Shop in Tonganoxie. S&S has been the area's premier auto collision repair center since 1972, working on all makes and models, glass replacement, bumper repair, fiberglass and plastic, color matching, and more. Plus, they work with all insurance companies. Get your ride back in the game. Learn more at snsautoandbody.com or call 913-369-3193.
Both teams now breaking the huddle here, ready to resume play. 38 seconds left to go in the second quarter. Chieftains trying to march, getting near the red zone. Have about 23 more yards left before hitting pay dirt. And trying to add another score in this game. Chanute will receive the second half kickoff, so this is now or never for the Chieftains. I don't think you can afford to give the ball back to the Blue Comets without a score. Being down 21. 2 receivers set on each side for the Chieftains. Bruisman, the lone man in the backfield. He'll take it. And getting a push. Good push. Look at this. Good push here. Keep the legs moving. I think he churned off enough to pick up that first down. And Tonganoxie will burn their final timeout as the ball is going to be spotted right near the 15-yard line. Oh, at the 21. And that was just good effort there from Bruisman, keeping the legs going and the offensive line getting behind him and pushing him. That's something that for every offensive lineman, you love to see it whenever you kind of see that stalemate on the field, getting behind your boy. Just trying to drive him forward, picking up those extra 2-3 yards. That one went even a little longer.
Yeah, it did.
Than that, picking up almost 5.
It's a good job there by the Chieftains.
So again, the Chieftains not airing it out. They go all runs. They got it down now to the 16-yard line. Burn all 3 of their timeouts, so interesting to see how they will play out the rest here.
I think you got to take a shot at the end zone with a pass. At least stops the clock. And then you get 3 more. What is it? Yes, 1st and 10. Yeah.
1st and 10 at the 16. No timeouts left.
He's going to have to try and throw it. Because you really just don't have enough time to line up and run it down their throat.
This is close to about the same territory where Langford's first touchdown pass came from earlier in the game, earlier in the second quarter. Another 2 receivers set on each side. Bruisman, lone man in the backfield with Langford. Langford, high snap, and taken in by Bruisman. Dean easily wraps him up and past the 25. And again, no timeouts for the Chieftains, and they're going to have to hurry up here. Maybe try to draw something up, and Langford is just going to spike it. And just, you can see the frustration in that spike from Langford. As he heaved it into the turf. It is now. And they are trotting out Jackson McWilliams, and they're going to try it.
Oh, they've got the windows back. This is going to be, where are they setting it up at?
I believe it's going to be a 48-yard.
And
no,
30, 43.
Yeah, 43.
43-yarder. Come on, young man.
43 yards.
Yeah, they're freezing him.
Williams taking a practice swing there. And you know what? I mean, I like it.
Yeah.
I really like it.
Yeah, you don't want to come away with nothing.
It's interesting because if you're the Chieftains, if you try to send Langford and the crew back out, maybe try to take a shot to the end zone. Then the question is, can you hold off the pass rush for Chanute long enough to not cause a sack and have the end of the half? Or you send your highly touted field goal kicker, place kicker out, Jackson McWilliams. I believe his longest field goal dating back to last season was 34 yards, so that would break this.
Yeah, it looks like they're set up at the 33, so it would be definitely be a 43-yard field goal.
Would break his personal record by almost 10 yards. Now here's the play here for Jackson McWilliams.
A good snap here.
43 yards. It's on the way, and good! It is good! Just grazing over the crossbar.
Nice job, young man.
And that might be the spark that the Chieftains needed as they will soonly head into the halftime locker room. My goodness, what a boot.
That was a boot.
From Jackson McWilliams. Add 3 to the board. It is now Chanute 28, Tonganoxie 10. You have the final seconds of the second quarter on the other side of the break here on Tonganoxie Sports Live.
Unbelievable amount of devastation. I've never seen anything like it.
We had a beautiful barn that was gone in 20 minutes. Farm Bureau stepped up right away and said, hey, we got you and we'll be there for you.
We were taken care of. Now we could get on to repairing and rebuilding.
I tell everybody about Farm Bureau.
We're fortunate to say we have good coverage with good people doing it.
Contact Farm Bureau agents Tex Vandervoort and Jerry Sanders in Tonganoxie today.
In case you're just now tuning in and you might have missed it, a 43-yard field goal attempt from Jackson McWilliams, and we were watching it as he booted it. It was traveling through the air and thought, might be short, but he had the wind totally to his back, and it just got over the crossbar, maybe grazing a little bit. And again, showing off the strength there as he boots it out. And you can just hear some of the comments from some of the fans here for Chanute, just in awe of Jackson McWilliams. It's not every day you see a 43-yard field goal in Kansas high school football, especially at this level. So now if you're Chanute here, what do? You take a shot and see what happens, or you just take the knee and go into?
I think you take a knee and go to the locker room.
The offense didn't immediately come out onto the field. They were talking with their head coach for a minute. And they're going to get lined up. And
yeah, they may take a shot. They've got 4 wideouts.
A single high safety for the Chieftains. And let's see what Chanute has drawn up here. And now the secondary going back in cloud coverage.
I'm just going to run it out.
Big hole for Leedy, and just don't let him break away. And the Chieftains corral him right around the 41 and zeros across the board, and that'll bring it in to the second quarter, capped off by the 43-yarder from Jackson McWilliams, but the Chieftains still have more work to do as they trail the Blue Comets of Chanute 28-10. We'll be right back with the White Birch Property Realty Executives halftime show after this here on the Chieftain Sports Network, Tonganoxie Sports Live.
For a winning team, contact White Birch Properties, the real estate MVPs.
From its native roots to the bustling community it is today, Tonganoxie's past is as unique as its future. With small-town charm and big city amenities, Tonganoxie is the ideal place to grow a business and grow a family. Just 20 minutes from both Lawrence and Kansas City, Tonganoxie is perfectly positioned. Take an afternoon and come explore Tonganoxie. To learn more, go to tonganoxie.org.
The Tonganoxie Recreation Commission understands that the benefits of recreation are endless. Participating in community recreation is not only fun, but also healthy and educational. The Tonganoxie Rec Commission encourages all ages and abilities to participate in recreational activities. That's why they're continually working to develop programs for all the residents of Tonganoxie. To see the latest sports and program offerings and to get signed up, visit them at tongirec.org or call 913-845-3502.
The same look and location of a classic drugstore with the services and supplies of a modern pharmacy. That's what you'll find at the Downtown Drug Store in Tonganoxie. Of course, Downtown Drug is the local choice for your prescriptions and health needs, but did you know they have the best selection of Tonganoxie Pride and Chieftain Game Day gear in town? And a whole lot more. Cards, gifts, home decor, and even the best way to satisfy that sweet tooth. The Downtown Drug Store. Call 913-369-3800 or visit them online at thedowntowndrugstore.com.
Whether you're an athlete looking to get back for another big win or you're just trying to win at life, Dr. Adam Ludwin at Win Chiropractic and Sports Therapy can get you back in the game. Dr. Adam has the tools and skills to have you feeling your best in no time. With chiropractic adjustment, physical therapy, cupping, taping, muscle scraping, on-site x-ray, and more. Lose the pain and win the day at Win Chiropractic and Sports Therapy. Now open in Tonganoxie. Book online at winchiropracticst.com or call 913-214-1020.
Welcome back here on Tonganoxie Sports Live. Dylan Funk with you. A 28-10 score currently as it sits at halftime. As the Chanute High School Marching Band comes off for their halftime performance. And what a game that we have had so far. Hasn't been quite the best for the Chieftains. There have been some bright spots, but overall, a lot to clean up on in the second half. It starts out when the game started. First drive for the Chieftains, first play of the game, a nice 12-yard run. It looks like they were going to get going. Remember last week against Spring Hill, Colton Brusman, 24 carries against Spring Hill, only 102 yards gained, and the only positive yardage he gained, i.e. the 102 yards he had, were off the 61 and 41-yard touchdown runs. So 2 runs of positive yardage. The other 22 runs the rest of the night were either for no gain or minus negative yardage. So not a good night. Offensive line was dominated by Spring Hill. That was one of the questions coming into tonight. How are the Chieftains going to respond? First play of the game was looking like it was going to be good, and after that, the pass rush for Chanute really cranked up and led by Dagan Dean, who already defensively only in the first half had himself a couple tackles for losses, had a sack, almost a strip sack. Langford did a really great job to hold on to it. He has been a nightmare on the defense and offensive side for Chanute. Meanwhile, Chanute got the ball back after the Chieftains were forced to punt. Took them 2 plays to score a 9-yard touchdown pass from Eric Irby to Dagan Dean to set it up, and that was set up neatly by a 53-yard touchdown, not touchdown run, 53-yard run to set up the Blue Comets' first and goal. Ty Leedy, his first carry of the game. A little bit of a stalemate after that. Chieftain offense was still in a rut, couldn't get going, but Chanute offense, the Tongan defense was able to hold them out, force a couple of punts, hang around in there, and the Chieftains finally connected for one of the scores in the game, a 15-yard touchdown pass. Talon Langford to Todd Brown, tied it up at 7 apiece, and then it all kind of peanut butter hit the fan there for the Chieftains as 21 unanswered for the Blue Comets, and it was capped off the third and final score on a block punt, scoop, and score. And the one before that, a 64-yard touchdown pass, the second of the game for Eric Irby to Dagan Dean. Those two have been connecting so far. And the other touchdown, a 12-yard touchdown run from Quentin Harding. That's how we got to 28-7. The Chieftains were marching down there late in the second quarter. They got into the red zone. They had to burn their 3 timeouts quickly. Didn't have much time left. They went backwards off a bad snap. So what do? You send in Jackson McWilliams, the star junior kicker, one of the highly touted kickers, not just in 4A, but in the whole state of Kansas, and he showed it off here for everybody tonight. Had everybody in all, a 43-yard field goal up and good, just getting it over the crossbar. He might not have made it if it was 44 or 45, but 43 was the sweet spot with the wind to his back. Got the Chieftains into double digits in a 28-10 score. So we'll see maybe if that's the momentum that the Chieftains were looking for and see how they'll carry that over into the second half because they got a lot more to clean up on after that. We'll get into that momentarily on the other side of the break here on Tonganoxie Sports Live. Again, you're watching the White Birch Property Realty Executives halftime show. When we come back, I do want to take a moment. We didn't get into our pregame show where we're going to take a look around at our area matchups, and we're going to give some scores on that, the updated scores from 8-10 varsity. We'll do that on the other side of the break here. About 9 minutes, 30 seconds left to go until the start of the second half between the Chieftains and the Blue Comets.
Bank and Trust mobile app, you can bank from anywhere. Check your balance while you're waiting in line here, or transfer funds while you're here. Forget to pay that bill? Pay it from here. Don't cut your visit short to go to the bank. Make your deposit from here. And remember, you're always welcome to bank right here. Did you know First State Bank and Trust has donated over $112,000 to Tonganoxie schools? Every time you swipe your Tonganoxie Chieftain debit card, we donate. For more information, visit us at firststateks.com. Member FDIC. Has your furnace left you out in the cold? Pipes plugged? Are you underwater with your water heater? If so, you'll be glad you called LAD. LAD Service Company in Tonganoxie has been your heating, cooling, and plumbing specialist since 1986. LAD is your dealer of quality brands like York, Aprilaire, and Wolverine Brass. Plus, they maintain and service all other brands. Schedule your appointment by calling 913-369-3509. Visit ladserviceco.com to see why you'll be glad you called LAD.
Midwest Chiropractic Center in Tonganoxie, Lansing, and Bonner Springs is ready to get you back to being the active, energetic person you want to be. Dr. Robert Shook and Dr. Daniel Haugen at Midwest Chiropractic offer caring, high-quality, and comprehensive care, including chiropractic care, acupuncture, and school and DOT physicals. Now offering Saturday appointments in Bonner Springs and Tonganoxie to better serve you. To schedule your appointment, call 913-369-0022 or visit them at mwchiropractic.com.
Get back in the game with Physical Therapy Solutions in Tonganoxie. As a state-of-the-art outpatient physical therapy clinic, Physical Therapy Solutions will develop a plan of care to help you move, reduce pain, restore function, and prevent disability. Physical Therapy Solutions takes great pride in delivering current, quality-driven treatments. And now get occupational therapy in the office or at home on an outpatient basis. Call 913-417-7400 or visit ptsolutionsks.com.
Black and Gold leads to sold at Skeet Real Estate in Tonganoxie. Steve Skeet and the agents at Skeet Real Estate are dedicated to helping you either buy your dream home or sell your home quickly. Plus, Skeet is a one-stop shop with a full line of insurance products from Skeet Insurance. In Tonganoxie and the surrounding area, your choice for real estate and insurance is Skeet. To learn more, follow them on Facebook at Skeet Real Estate or call 913-845-2255.
Welcome back here, Tonganoxie Sports Live, Dylan Funk alongside Dennis Drennan. About 6 minutes, 30 seconds left to go before we get the second half started. And let's run through these area matchups that we didn't get a chance to get into during our pregame show. And these are all courtesy of 810 Varsity, the way we at Tonganoxie Sports Live stay up to date on all the latest scores and rankings. 810 Varsity, 810varsity.com. And we start up at the top. And a matchup, the Holy War, might you say, Bishop Miege and St. James Academy going at it. Two teams that faced off in the semifinals in the state tournament last year. St. James winning that matchup. However, they're behind tonight 24-7 to the Stags. Moving on down, St. Thomas Aquinas, 14-7 lead currently over Blue Valley North, the Mustangs. Scrolling down a little bit more, maybe a closer game than some people expected. Between Turner and Basehor Linwood. It's 24-6 Basehor Linwood. But I think a lot of people might be expecting Basehor to kind of go in there and kind of roll them at home. But 24-6, so maybe something to keep an eye on there. DeSoto versus Topeka West. The Wildcats have the lead 21-0 over the Chargers. Leavenworth Pioneers and the Lansing Lions. Tight contest there, 18-14. Game being played at Lansing. Shawnee Heights against the Seaman Vikings, 7-0 is the reported score. Tied game, 7 apiece for Piper and Washburn Rural at Washburn. Close game there. Bonner Springs finally kind of getting on the right foot here after getting blown out the first two games. A 31-12 lead they have over the Washington Wildcats, so trying to get a laugher at the Paola Panthers defending the home turf, 14-7 against the Ottawa Cyclones. Good game there. And this is one that I definitely was going to have my eye on. Eudora and Spring Hill. This game being played at Spring Hill, 30-3 Eudora.
Eudora's for real this year.
And we talked about, we saw the team last year. You could tell they were just a step away.
Yep.
And we definitely saw for their basketball team. Their basketball team was lights out, but the football team now taking that next step. They're going to be tough. Chieftains facing them later on in October at Eudora. Got the game here. Report score, they got 28-7, not 28-10. And looking to see if I left anybody out. We're now getting out into the western parts. The Atchison Phoenix beating Harmon right now 64-0. So that game's over already. And that'll wrap it up for our local area matchups game. If you guys want to keep an eye on any of those matchups or anything else, 810 Varsity, 810varsity.com to keep up on all the latest rankings and scores from all the games going on here on Friday night. Well, partner, now I got you back here in the booth. I missed you last week, so I'm going to kind of include you here in the topic. What's just kind of your takeaway from that first half?
The Chanute Blue Comets are for real. They're pretty good, especially those two guys, Egan and Diggin. They're a force to be dealt with. He's basically unblockable. and he's been in the backfield all night. So that's my first take. You don't ever give up on these Chieftains, though, because they give you everything they have till time runs out. So I would never count them out, but they're going to have their hands full coming back against this team tonight, I think.
Hands full indeed, and you can even go back to the Spring Hill game last week where going into halftime, it was closer than this. You felt like it's still going to be tough for the Chieftains. Spring Hill came out, scored a touchdown, first drive of the game, and there was a lot of hanging heads in the stands. I know you weren't there, but a lot of low hanging heads in the stands. A lot of people not very optimistic, but the Chieftains, a strong third quarter, capped it off with a strong fourth quarter, got a turnover here and there, a defensive stop here and there, and capitalized on some big runs.
Yep.
This game isn't out of reach yet.
Oh, no, not at all.
Only 18 points down. We've seen bigger comebacks in this, especially in high school, but like you said, it's not going to be easy. And back to that original comment about the Chanute Blue Comets, they are for real.
Oh, yeah.
I do feel that. I think they finally have a team now. Again, 13 seniors, and we talk about all the studs we've been talking about. Dagan Dean, Eric Irby, Dre Dillo, Ty Alidi, Quentin Harding's a sophomore. But a lot of the key cornerstone players, all seniors, and they're showing it out there on the field so far as they're looking to improve to 3-0 on the year.
And they have some beef across that front line, too. Number 75, what's his name?
75, it's Augustus Dustin.
Yeah,
6'5",
290.
Yep, 6'5", 290.
And, folks, he's an athlete. He's not just a big blob.
Yeah, it's one of those big guys that can just move so fast and got feet as quick as a hiccup, Absolutely athletic. And there's another one, number 63, Peyton Hurst, the junior 6'3", 300 even. So they got beef along that offensive defensive line, and that has kind of played a role a little bit. We've seen Chanute, when they want to go to the run game, they've had their success in the run game, and meanwhile for the Chieftains, they've had their plays too, but a couple of other times between either Dagan Dean or one of the other big guys clogging up the running lanes in the middle, the Chieftains haven't had that one big run yet. We'll be looking for that in the second quarter. We're going to take our final break here in the White Birch Property Realty Executives halftime show. We will have second half action on the other side here on the Chieftain Sports Network, Tonganoxie Sports Live.
Wizard of Paws, now at their newly renovated location in downtown Tonganoxie, offers personalized pet grooming, doggy daycare, dog obedience, and socialization classes. At Wizard of Paws, your pet will get a one-on-one grooming experience, ensuring they return to you quickly and looking fabulous. And their new facility offers amenities and space that is doggone amazing. Call Wizard of Paws at 913-416-0255 or visit their new location at 406 East 4th Street in Tonganoxie. Learn more at wizardofpawspet.com.
A great collision on the field? Awesome. An awesome collision on the road? Not so great. If that bad play does come your way, take your car to S&S Body Shop in Tonganoxie. S&S has been the area's premier auto collision repair center since 1972, working on all makes and models, glass replacement, bumper repair, fiberglass and plastic, color matching, and more. Plus, they work with all insurance companies. Get your ride back in the game. Learn more at snsautoandbody.com or call 913-369-3193.
Shop local and save at Brothers Market in Tonganoxie, where we treat you like family. Brothers Market has great everyday deals throughout the store. Enjoy fresh cut steaks from the meat department, the freshest fruits and vegetables from the produce aisle, and savor the flavors from the bakery. Check out their weekly ad to get the best deals on what you need. From apples to aspirin, Cool Whip to cool crisp lettuce. Brothers Market, open daily. Learn more at shopbrothersmarket.com.
Unbelievable amount of devastation. I've never seen anything like it.
We had a beautiful barn that was gone in 20 minutes.
Farm Bureau stepped up right away and said, hey, we got you and we'll be there for you.
We were taken care of. Now we could get on to repairing and rebuilding.
I tell everybody about Farm Bureau.
We're fortunate to say we have good coverage with good people doing it.
Contact Farm Bureau agents Tex Vandervoort and Jerry Sanders in Tonganoxie today.
Both teams now wrapping up the stretch session, and we are ready to roll here for second half action at Chanute High School.
Tonganoxie will be kicking off to Chanute, who deferred after winning the toss.
Stick just momentarily, folks, trying to work on this.
Well, let's hope
box here.
Coach Troyer and the rest of the Tongi staff came up with some adjustments at the halftime like they did so well last week against Spring Hill.
Definitely going to be needed tonight, and against Chanute will start out with the ball.
And they will have the wind to their back, what's left of it. It's still got the flags blowing pretty good. Well, you couldn't ask for a nicer night for football.
No, it has been a beautiful night so far here at Chanute. Nice breeze, keep it going.
Oh, yeah.
And the kick is up and away from McWilliams, takes a bounce just shy of the 20, and it's going to be returned now past the 20, 25, bounce off a blocker and down around about the 27. I do apologize, folks. It seems our broadcast software is freezing momentarily, so know that the giant text you see there, that is not just your imagination. I'll be working to get that off here in just a moment while this reloads.
Yeah, it's important that Tongi make a stand here. You don't want to go down anymore if you want to try and make a comeback.
And off going, and a good start there as Chanute tries to run it first and getting pushed back about the 25-yard line and minus 2 yards on the run. Back set for the Comets, two receivers to the left side. Irby going to quick throw out to Seamster, makes a step, shakes the defender loose, and gets near that first down marker. And I think they're going to mark him just down at it. And might go ahead and just give him the first down there. And they will go ahead and give him first down. A catch and run of 12 yards, picking up a fresh set of downs for Chanute. Another run, and this one breaking free, hitting the gap and shaking one defender and finally being dragged down past the 45 and near the 40. That was Leedy again, running it right up the middle and into Chieftain territory. Wyatt Harris, the leading tackler for the Chieftains last season, bringing him down by a shoelace. Take the handoff to the outside, go inside, pick up about 3 yards.
A little misdirection there by the Blue Comets.
Well, it's 2nd and 7 coming up again, folks. Do apologize. Trying to work. The software is stuck and not letting us do anything else. Can't even run commercials or take us to another live shot. So try to stay patient here as I try to work through this. Takes the handoff, rolling out left side, and Irby's just going to take it himself. Fakes one last time, trying to hold that defensive back honest. That was Colton Brusman. He gets out of bounds and near the first down, and I think he got out right around the 35. And they're going to call it shy, about 3rd and inches. Man in motion, another handoff. Leedy up the middle, runs into a convoy of Chieftains, Wyatt Harris and Jack Messersmith, among others, driving him back. So, trying to resolve this. The bad news is that the text might remain because I don't want to shut down the software and end the broadcast. So, trying to talk it through with some people, trying to figure out a resolution. I do apologize, folks, for the moment. Irby over the middle, wide open, good pass. The connection to Seamster. Running up the seam and cutting it inside, and a perfectly placed ball from Irby. And now the Blue Comets are in the red zone. Or the blue zone, whatever they want to call it here. Hand off, Leedy, right side, now cutting it back up the middle. Breaking tackles and getting near that first down marker and fighting for the extra, and I think
close to it.
I think he got it.
Yeah, looks like it.
Just strong running there from Ty Leedy, and a touchdown here for Chanute. Could end the ball game.
So 1st and goal here for the Blue Comets. Tonganoxie desperately trying to keep him out of the end zone here, to try and have any hope to get back in this thing. Good pass rush. A little bit too long. Egan to Seamster, looks like. It's going to bring up 2nd and goal for the Blue Comets.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we do apologize again for that. Coming back, unfortunately, Chanute was in the red zone when we left off, and they did end up scoring another touchdown reception for Dagan Dean to start of the game. 3rd touchdown pass of the game for Eric Irby. Makes it a 35-10 ball game, and now a injured Chieftain being helped off the field right now. That is number 22, Tanner Hand. He's hurt on the kickoff return, and hope that everything is all right there and we get him back in the game here shortly. So we pick up where we left off now. 6:33 left to go in the third quarter. A 35-10 ball game for Chanute, scoring on the opening drive. As Bruisman will get the handoff, tries to go right side, gets tangled up and brought down, although an immediate flag in the backfield, and we'll see what we have here. I know there was a blue Comet and a Chieftain blocker that were going down to the turf, and they're going to call offensive holding as he was wrapping up. So back up the Chieftains. And if they bring up 2nd and 7, Chanute would decline, but they will accept, so back him up.
It'll be 1st and 20. Yeah, it'd be more than that, won't it? 1st and 22.
And call it about first.
22.
20, 24 almost.
24.
You got it first and
24.
A mile. Yep. And off up the middle. Not going anywhere. Dagan Dean again, not allowing him. He has claimed real estate in that Chieftain backfield. Hasn't allowed much of a running game to develop through the majority of the reps. Minimal game there, and the Chieftains are really up now against it, 2nd and long. Yeah, cheap track going, and Dean again from the opposite side, coming around the right tackle, going across.
He looked like he shot out of a cannon.
Going across the line of scrimmage. I mean, it's unbelievable how
quick that kid is.
He's an all-around athlete, no matter how you draw it up. He is an athlete. Two receivers set each side. Langford looking to throw it again, stands inside and heaves it down the field and off target and intercepted at the 45-yard line. Looking to the side of Isaiah Holthouse, and that ball was well over the head, about 5 or 7 yards, and into the hands of the Chanute defensive back, and getting a number now. I believe that was Seamster. Again, it was Caden Seamster, number 5, with the INT. And Chanute will take over in Tongi territory, 1st and 10 at the 45. And at this pace, if things keep going and not a whole lot changes, it's going to be a long 2.5-hour bus ride back home for Tonganoxie.
Yeah, especially if they give up a score here.
Irby and company looking to get back to work and see if they now stick to the run game and run some clock or continue to take a shot. They're going to take a shot. Pressure coming, but Irby throws it. Not a defender around. My goodness, blown coverage. Touchdown number 4 on the night. Irby to Dean.
Well, they've been deadly all night.
Deadly is an understatement.
Yeah.
One play, 45-yard touchdown pass, Eric Irby to Dagan Dean. Now this one is blocked and deflected, no good. So the Chieftains at least hold them on the extra point, but blown coverage leads to Dagan Dean's 4th touchdown reception of the game from 45 yards out, as he and Irby have been tearing apart this Chieftain defense. Tonganoxie trails 41-10. 5:06 left to go in the third quarter.
Get back in the game with Physical Therapy Solutions in Tonganoxie. As a state-of-the-art outpatient physical therapy clinic, Physical Therapy Solutions will develop a plan of care to help you move, reduce pain, restore function, and prevent disability. Physical Therapy Solutions takes great pride in delivering current, quality-driven treatments. And now get occupational therapy in the office or at home on an outpatient basis. Call 913-417-7400 or visit ptsolutionsks.com.
One play, 45 yards is all it took for the Blue Comets on the last drive. After the INT from Caden Seamster. A night to forget entirely for both the Chieftain offense and defense as a whole.
The only bright spot's the 43-yard field goal.
Yeah. Count that, and the 15-yard touchdown pass from Langford to Brown. Outside of that, it has been all Blue Comets, and this one will be taken. And, oh, my goodness. That's how you hit right there. That's Quentin Harding again flying down the field and putting the hit on. The return man for the Chieftains, that was number 84, Jacob Morins. That's the freshman, and welcome to varsity level. Langford still back there at quarterback for the Chieftains, so no changes as of yet. Under 5 minutes left to play in the third, a large deficit. They continue to run the ball. Good lane for Colton Brusman. Makes a man miss, stiffs arms another, and is down past the 35-yard line. Quentin Harding bringing him down and losing a helmet in the process. That was a good cutback lane, one of the few from tonight for Tonganoxie, and Brusman took full advantage of it. A fresh set of downs on the first drive, first run of the drive. Wyatt Harris checking into the game. He'll line up right near the right tackle. Snap is back to Langford. Handoff left side. Brusman. And two flags come flying in. It's going to be holding as Wyatt Harris just couldn't hold his own against Dagan Dean, although he is not the only one.
No. Well, in all fairness, nobody's been able to block him tonight.
Yeah, that's for Harris. He's not the only one.
No.
It's just been a hard task.
He has a wicked, quick first move. He's basically by those linemen before they come up out of their set.
I mean, I really feel like I'm back at the game. I'm watching Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack.
Yeah.
Working against Andrew Wiley. I mean, it's freaky. And and it's so difficult, especially in the week leading up to this, so all the preparation that the Chieftains went through, it's hard to replicate that in practice. I mean, the only raw reps you can get is just by doing it. That time Harris holding a little bit more of his own and a good run here, getting about a couple yards short of the first down marker. It's not every day you have a guy that big with that length that we had, and that strength and that speed.
The Chieftains have given up trying to block him with an offensive lineman. They basically have, what's he normally play? Like a defensive back?
Dean?
Yeah.
They line him up on the edge.
Who's blocking him now? Wiley? He's a running back.
And right now they got Wyatt Harris taking the brunt of it, and another solid run here. Another Blue Comet having to come off the field after losing his helmet, and back-to-back solid runs here from the Chieftains as we approach 3 minutes left to play. I thought another thing that was pretty surprising. That in the first half, I was surprised how many times the Chieftains ran the ball in the direction of Dean. Now this time trying to switch it up a little bit more, as this time they actually run to his side that he was on. But
well, you know, a lot of times you try and take advantage of a defensive end that's crashing too soon and committing too soon, but he's just too athletic.
And once he crashes in, you realize that he just plants that foot, quick change of direction.
Yeah,
pursues him down from behind.
Yeah, he's got wicked speed to make up for it.
I know. Again, we're here, the Tonganoxie Sports Live broadcast, and we're drooling over a Chanute player. But it's just you just got to realize when there's an athlete like that out there on the field.
Yeah, he just made another play.
Bunch of players from both teams losing their hats tonight.
Yeah. Some hitting going on out there.
Chieftains will have to reshuffle the offensive line here for one play. That's the rule. You lose your helmet, you got to go to the sideline for a play before coming back in. I think Logan Schmidt was the man that got called off the bench. 2nd and 9 here. Another handoff. It had a slight opening and closed off quickly. Still going, and now whistles finally blow. That's going to be bringing up 3rd down on the next play.
Well, it's definitely 4-down territory.
I would say, yeah, at this point of the game,
you got to.
Being down 31, no harm.
No sense giving it back to him.
Double tight end set for the Chieftains, loading up heavy, and they run it. Breaking one tackle and not getting much further, and this is now number 45, Cale Dye, the sophomore running back coming in at 5'7", 157 pounds. He's been getting the carry the past couple times. Now he'll come out, and Colton Bruceman will check back in. That was another one of the things, again, one of the big storylines we go back to week 1 is the absence of Tyler Pankey, who early on in that game couldn't help but just think of the future of the backfield with Bruceman and Pankey.
Oh, wow.
And when Pankey tragically went down with the knee injury, who still is on the sideline, has a brace around that knee. So an encouraging sign. Don't know when he'll be back, if he'll be back. Bruceman picks up the 1st down. Good stutter step, good hesitation. And now Bruceman just showing a little bit of what makes him special. And you talking about that backfield taking a hit with the absence of Pankey, so now trying to find another back to put back there with Bruceman to try to keep his legs as fresh as possible, and the Chieftains already heading over to the sideline, and the 4s are up here in Chanute. Not going the way of the Chieftains so far. Let's see if they can finish strong in this 4th quarter as they trail the Blue Comets 41-10. 4th quarter on the other side of the break here on the Chieftains Sports Network, Tonganoxie Sports Live.
At Kansas Insurance, we know one size doesn't fit all. In fact, our whole mindset is based on customized policies for you and your families. We're local, and we do what we do because we care about you. Think of us as brokers for your insurance needs. Working with Kansas Insurance gets you the award-winning service and attention to detail that only an independent agency can provide. All across Kansas, we're here to help you manage and plan for all types of risk. Contact a local agent today. Kansas Insurance. Local, independent, serving you.
The same look and location of a classic drugstore with the services and supplies of a modern pharmacy. That's what you'll find at the Downtown Drug Store in Tonganoxie. Of course, Downtown Drug is the local choice for your prescriptions and health needs, but did you know they have the best selection of Tonganoxie Pride and Chieftain Game Day gear in town? And a whole lot more. Cards, gifts, home decor, and even the best way to satisfy that sweet tooth. The Downtown Drug Store. Call 913-369-3800 or visit them online at thedowntowndrugstore.com.
Ready to resume action here in the 4th quarter. Dylan Funk joined once again by my broadcast partner, Dennis Dredden. You know, partner, I think we might just have to leave you at home now for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Is it
a traveling jinx, I guess?
Coincidence? I don't know. We'll let the viewers decide. No, it's just been one of those games. You drive long trip down. It's not always easy sitting on a bus for, I even found back my days of playing when you have to ride for an hour at least. It takes a little bit. A good trip here from Tongi to Chanute, straight south on a school bus, and about 2 hours, 45 minutes maybe, looking at it.
It's not going to be a happy ride home for the Chieftains.
Not looking like it, but still a chance to close out strong here in this fourth quarter and show some signs. Maybe something to build upon as
Punch
they
it in.
look next week to face off against Paola back at home. And we start with Brusvin up the middle, and the running game is now starting to come back alive here later in the game.
Chanute's going more of that prevent. This is going to open up some running lanes.
All through the majority of the game, Chanute would stack the box and were daring the Chieftains to throw, and Tongi was not taking them up on that offer.
No.
I might call it stubborn gameplay, not willing to adapt. Again, a lot just trying to figure out on the fly here with the backup quarterback. Not easy to do in season.
No.
2nd and 5, left side, Brusvin. Slight hesitation, and couldn't shake off the tackles, and
a late flag.
A lot of flags coming in from all sorts of directions. And trying to see what do we have here, and a face mask personal foul on Chanute. Seems to be the call. That's been a really blatant face mask too, because there were
all 3 judges saw it.
Yeah. All 3 saw him, and all 3 threw the flag in.
All right, now the Chieftains need to punch this one in. They need to score on this drive.
Haven't hit pay dirt since the second quarter. The touchdown pass from Langford to Todd Brown for 15 yards out. Ball is now placed just past the 15. Call it at the 14. Langford, another handoff. Brusvin, and wrapped up and slung down to the turf. Dagan Dean again.
Yeah, guess who?
I'm not sure exactly what offers or how many offers that Dagan Dean has at the variety of different levels of colleges at the next level, but he's definitely going to be playing somewhere this time next year on Saturdays.
Yeah, you would
no
think.
doubt. So middle of the game still picked up 3 yards. 2nd and 7 coming up, ball at the 12. Snap is back. Into the gut of Brusvin, goes right, cuts back left, inside the 5, and stretching it out. Touchdown, Tonganoxie.
No laundry on the field either. That's a good thing.
Good vision by Colton Brusvin, taking it from the backfield, initially going right and stops, plants his foot, changes direction, runs to the left, had a couple blockers ahead that created a lane, and he puts it in. And Chieftains will attempt the extra point here. Need an extra player to come out with the injured Tanner Hand. Someone comes in. McWilliams awaits. 20 yards. Must feel like a chip shot for him after nailing the 43-yarder earlier on, and it is good. Making now a 41-17 ball game thanks to the 12-yard scamper. Colton Brusvin finding the end zone for the first time tonight. He extends that streak of touchdowns in a game. And the Chieftains now cut the deficit down 41-17. They trail the Blue Comets 10-24 left to go in the fourth quarter.
From its native roots to the bustling community it is today, Tonganoxie's past is as unique as its future. With small town charm and big city amenities, Tonganoxie is the ideal place to grow a business and grow a family. Just 20 minutes from both Lawrence and Kansas City, Tonganoxie is perfectly positioned. Take an afternoon and come explore Tonganoxie. To learn more, go to tonganoxie.org.
Chieftains set to kick it away. Do you maybe just try to catch Chanute off guard, do a little onside here?
Well, it wouldn't hurt.
Maybe see.
Although I wouldn't be too anxious to give this Blue Comet team a short field either.
Williams has it teed off and kicks it out of the end zone for the third time tonight for a touchback. And McWilliams has definitely had himself a game to remember tonight.
Oh, yeah.
One of the few bright spots overall, all three phases for the Chieftains tonight.
I would think Bruceman's getting close to 100 yards, isn't he?
He's got to be, yep.
And a touchdown, so.
And again, if any listeners are out there, if anyone ever wants to volunteer to be a statistician or anything like that for us, please let us know, and we'd be more than happy to talk to you about it. It's a little harder to do to run the broadcast and call the game and do stats all at the same time, at least accurately. Now Leedy getting a handoff, and he's going to try to break one, weaving in and out of traffic past midfield, stops, and is finally corralled out of bounds at the 40. Taking it close, marking him up a little bit more, about 43 yards. His second big run of the game of 40-plus yards for Ty Leedy. Leedy's over the 100-yard mark for sure.
Yeah.
Tip of the football marked at the Tonganoxie 38-yard line. Irby and the rest of the starters still in there for Chanute. Interesting to see how much longer they keep them in the ballgame. Irby's going to look to pass, feeling the pressure. Blitzer coming around is Bruisevin, and Irby's going to take off and scamper out of bounds right around the 35-yard line. And Bruisevin coming free from the linebacker position along the left side, unblocked, forcing Irby to roll out, but he had plenty of green space in front of him. Still able to pick up about 4 yards before going out of bounds. Second and 7. Seamster going in motion. Jet, and they're going to give it right to him. And good job fighting off the blocker and wrapping him up. And the convoy comes around and knocks him back, about a 1 yard loss on the play.
That was defended well.
I said that was Bruisevin. I wrapped him up and brought him down. Now we have a Chieftain down, and flashbacks to week 1 with the cramping.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to stretch out. Don't have a number. Can't tell who that is. But yeah, we'll step away momentarily as Mark Padfield trains to the injured Chieftain. 9:19 left to go in the fourth quarter. Chanute 41, Tonganoxie 17.
For a winning team, contact White Birch Properties, the real estate MVPs. The Tonganoxie Recreation Commission understands that the benefits of recreation are endless. Participating in community recreation is not only fun, but also healthy and educational. The Tonganoxie Rec Commission encourages all ages and abilities to participate in recreational activities. That's why they're continually working to develop programs for all the residents of Tonganoxie. To see the latest sports and program offerings and to get signed up, visit them at tongirec.org or call 913-845-3502.
So the Chieftain that was down in some pain, that was number 21, Jack Messer-Smith.
He left under his own power, though, so that's a good sign.
It's just cramps.
Looked like cramps.
Nothing more than that, so they will hold him out. It'll be interesting to see if they put him back in the game or not. Irby rolling out, looking down the field, has a man, feeling some pressure, throws it, and looked like two.
No good.
A couple of blue Comets were in the area. Dagan Dean, one of them. The other one flying in there, I believe that was Dillo, number 17, incomplete. That'll bring up 3rd and 8.
That's fourth.
Fourth and 8, excuse me. And not seeing any signs of a punter coming out, so Chanute is, looks like they're going to try to go for it here. Seamster in motion, fakes the handoff, another design screen. It's up and well defended. Trying to throw it down, looking for Ty Leedy. And Chieftain came back, I believe that was Kale Dye, number 45, came and just drilled him right in the back. And a turnover on downs for Chanute. I believe that's the 4th time in the game the Chieftains have forced a turnover on downs for Chanute.
Right. Yeah, let's see if we can get another score here.
9:02 left to work with, all 3 timeouts. Down 24 right now. Another handoff starting on the ground to Brusvin. He gets the handoff and a late flag coming in as here the Chanute crowd pleading for a hold, and they just might have gotten it here.
Just what the Chieftains didn't need.
So take the 4-yard gain off and move them back 10 yards, bring up 2nd and long for the Chieftains. Ball will be spotted right in front of the 30-yard line after the penalty. First and 17 now, they call it. And sticking with the running game, Brusvin on that right side, breaking tackle, showing off the speed, trying to cut it back inside, but knocked out of bounds past the 45. A couple of yards shy of the 50. Call it about a 17-yard run there. Good run by Colton Brusvin. Chieftains still sticking with their bread and butter, not airing it out. This late game situation, just playing their style of ball. Langford calls for the snap. Delay a minute, now it's back. Left side handoff, Brusvin again. And running through, picking up about 6. So yeah, we're just going to go ahead and claim Colton Brusvin over the century mark on the night. He was bottled up majority of the first half and in the game, but within the past couple of drives, he has really found himself, and the Chieftain offense has found their dominant running game, picking up about anywhere from 4 to 6 yards to carry.
Hard to come back from this far back, though, with the running game.
At this point, you're just trying to build up something to build upon for next week. As that run not going anywhere. I think he might have got back to the line of scrimmage. Say it was Ty Leedy coming over from his linebacker position, knocking Brusvin out of bounds. 41-yard line, 3rd and 3. Another handoff. Brusman not going anywhere. That one wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage. That was Cade Small that time breaking through. I almost have a habit every time I see that. I instantly just want to say Dagan Dean.
Yeah.
But not the right side. So that brings up 4th down. And Langford goes back. So it looks like they will punt. The Chieftains could not capitalize on the turnover on downs from the Blue Comets. Forced them to punt it away, and Dean almost coming back and maybe blocking that one. Now we're having a late flag coming in, and this one is, you could tell, just the frustration pouring out. Number 71, Connor Cole. I think they're going to get him for some unnecessary roughness after the ball went out of play. It's either threw a Blue Comet defender on the ground or blocked him in the back. And well, so actually after indication, they say personal foul is on Chanute. They're talking about it with head coach Cleet Frenzel. All indications, it looked like when the flag was first thrown, from the body language of the Chieftains on the field and Connor Cole, that it was going to be called on the Chieftains, but the white hat has indicated, as he pointed in the direction of Chanute on the field, meaning the personal foul is on the Blue Comets, still having conversations. Now they're going to run over and talk it over with head coach Preston Troyer.
I'll give him a 1st down.
So personal foul on the Blue Comets. So I'll back him up even more. Ball went out somewhere around the 25, 30-yard line. They will move him back even more. The clock stands at 6 minutes, 13 seconds left. 7 minutes past 9 on this beautiful Friday night here in Chanute, Kansas.
Gorgeous.
Now as we await the Chanute offense, they get their play call, and now here they come out onto the field. They talk about next week, the Chieftains will be back at home playing another Frontier League foe in Paola, back at Tonganoxie High School. Low snap, Irby still handles it, hands it off to Leedy, and still fighting. Another flag is thrown as the play dies out between the 15 and the 20-yard line. Chanute, after this game next week, will be on the road, a non-conference showdown with Ulysses. Back-to-back penalties here on the Blue Comets keeps them going back in the wrong direction, something they have done very little of tonight. Obviously, you're scoring 41 points. And wow, this Chieftain squad not going down without a fight, so trying to close out this game and finish on a high note. Try to find something to build upon for this next week's prep.
Yeah, I'm sure Coach Troyer will have a lot of coaching moments when they watch the replay of this one.
Dillo in motion, fake the handoff to him, Leedy again, up the middle, and another. penalty marker being thrown.
Wow, it's turned into flag football. I think it's another hold.
And it is.
They're blocking it back. Is it a hold?
Yep, holding. Third penalty in a row now for Chanute. One, the personal foul in the kickoff, and now 2 holding penalties. Looks like having a package change there for the Blue Comets. Irby comes in with the play call.
Clock's down to.
They got to hurry here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
They're going to have to call timeout. Timeout, Blue Comets.
The timeout was called. The judge nearest to the Chanute side was indicating it was a timeout for the Chieftains, and I was like, I couldn't be right. Why would Tongi call the timeout with 1 second on the play clock? But it is timeout for Chanute, their first of the half. Back in 30 seconds here on Tonganoxie Sports Live.
To Paws, now at their newly renovated location in downtown Tonganoxie, offers personalized pet grooming, doggy daycare, dog obedience, and socialization classes. At Wizard of Paws, your pet will get a one-on-one grooming experience, ensuring they return to you quickly and looking fabulous. And their new facility offers amenities and space that is doggone amazing. Call Wizard of Paws at 913-416-0255 or visit their new location at 406 East 4th Street in Tonganoxie. Learn more at wizardofpawspet.com.
The game has now found itself in a little bit of a rut after 3 plays of penalties, all on Chanute. Now the play clock, the play call was late getting in, and the play clock was down to 1, forcing Chanute to take a timeout. We resume play here now with a handoff up the middle, and the Chieftain defense ready for it. Minimal game, stopping him right around the line of scrimmage. About 2nd and 18 coming up as we approach 5 minutes left to play in the contest. A lot of fans for Chanute now starting to roll out and head to the exits. Their team has this one well in hand. Get the kiddos back home. Don't want to keep them up too late past their bedtime for all the Saturday plans tomorrow. Chanute again in no hurry here.
Yeah, the clock is their friend.
Dillo again in motion, and it's another handoff to Leedy, and another minimal gain, called about 1, maybe 2. Chieftain down there a little slow to get up, finally getting helped. And bring up 3rd and long. Chanute needs to get to the 23-yard line to keep this drive alive. I expect another run here just to keep bleeding the clock out.
Yeah, they'll run all the clock they can and they'll punt if they don't pick up the first down.
Jet sweep, handoff, Seamster, and there's going to be a holding flag, and it's not going to matter as Bruceman was the first Chieftain there to wrap up Seamster and drive him back, and Chanute cannot get out of their own 10-yard line, and this penalty is not going to help. I'd expect the Chieftains just to decline.
Yeah, they should decline it and get the ball. Still enough time to pick up another score if they can get decent field position, since they're going to be punting so far in their end zone.
And I believe for the first time tonight, the punting unit is actually on for Chanute. So all the drives before have either ended in scores or turnover on downs. And we have another whistle here.
Timeout. Blue Comets.
And the Comets burning their second timeout, really trying to draw this one out here. 3:30 left to go in the fourth quarter. They have the 24-point lead, 41-17 over the Chieftains.
Insurance, we know one size doesn't fit all. In fact, our whole mindset is based on customized policies for you and your families. We're local, and we do what we do because we care about you. Think of us as brokers for your insurance needs. Working with Kansas Insurance gets you the award-winning service and attention to detail that only an independent agency can provide. All across Kansas, we're here to help you manage and plan for all types of risk. Contact a local agent today. Kansas Insurance. Local, independent, serving you.
Unit has one timeout remaining. Tonganoxie still has all three. The holding penalty was declined. It's 4th and 15. The punting unit is out for Chanute for the first time tonight. And nobody back to return for Tonganoxie at the moment, so maybe trying to...
Yeah, they're coming after this punt.
Try to send the rush. And it's a high snap, so there's a chance. And Holthouse might have got a fingertip on it.
Yeah, he was close.
That looked pretty spunky coming off the foot of the punter as it dies out at the 30, and that's where Tonganoxie will take over. So one last chance possibly for the Chieftain offense to try to make something happen here. Finish off with the score. The scoring tonight so far, a 15-yard touchdown pass from Todd Brown, a 12-yard touchdown run by Colton Brusvin, and a 43-yard field goal attempt at the end in the final seconds of the second quarter for Jackson McWilliams. Brusvin change of direction, has open space, and is cut down short past the 30 near the 25. Chanute doing a good job there corralling around Brusvin and getting on top of him before he was able to turn on the boosters and really try to break one off. There are 3 minutes left to play in the ball game. 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line for Tonganoxie. Brusvin again up the middle. He's chopped down and dragged back. I think he might have broken the plane at the 25. And that's exactly where the line judge spots it. So they'll bring up about 3rd and 5, a long 3rd and 5 coming up. Do you think they'll throw it?
No, I don't. I think they'll run it. I think they're going to hand it off to Brusvin. But maybe they'll make me a liar out of me.
They got that right side of the line loaded. That's exactly where they go. And Dean just showing off the speed, dragging him down from behind. He did get near that first down marker, but I think he's going to be about a yard short. Wow. A really long 4th and 2 coming up here. Chieftains will be going for it. Under 2 minutes now. Right side, Brusvin takes the handoff and picks up the first down and about an extra yard or two more before being dragged down. And you talk about the modern age of football and the airing it out, the air raid offenses, and the Chieftains just total passes on the year. They just surpassed 20 total attempts in this game tonight. Or I should say total completions, I should say, not attempts. That's pretty shockingly low through 3 weeks of high school play. Under a minute left to go. Brusvin taking his time. Oh, almost upended. Actually, that was Cale Dye that took the carry that time, going end over end there. And what will probably be the final play of the game here, now under 30 seconds. Chanute will move up to 3-0 on the year. Their perfect season continues, and the Chieftains will fall back below 500, 1-2 on the year as they look to host Frontier League foes Paola next week back at home. Roosman shakes off one defender, tries to get out of bounds, and is dragged down by Leedy. And the final seconds will wind down, and that will do it from Chanute High School. A final score, the Blue Comets 41 and the Chieftains 17. And a statement game for the Blue Comets. This was a matchup coming in. You knew that Chanute, ranked the 8th best high school team in all of 4A, East and West, coming into this contest and facing off against a Chieftain squad who was looking, even though they have suffered some big losses this year, looked like they might have found their footing, trying to continue that momentum they gained last week in a big home win against Spring Hill, the defending Frontier League champs. But I think that was the one thing they forgot to pack for this 2.5-hour trip down.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you just got to take your hats off to the Blue Comets. They're a formidable team to be dealt with this year, and it's a good measuring stick for these Chieftains. They know what they got to do if they want to get to where they want to go.
And I think that's exactly the way that Preston Troyer is going to approach this. This was a measuring stick game, and when he talks to his team tomorrow morning in film, it's pretty plain and simple. The better team won tonight. Chanute was better in all aspects of the game, offense, defense, special teams. They were bigger, they were faster, they were stronger. And again, we talk about 13 seniors for Chanute versus 5 for Tonga. I know it doesn't all ride or die on the seniors. Obviously, we have a lot of key juniors on our team. We've been successful with sophomores and juniors in the past, but it makes that much of a difference, though, when you have that core of seniors on your team, and they're primed for a big season. A lot of hype around this Blue Comets team coming into the 2022 regular season, and like we said, I mentioned that stat earlier, when they face teams outside for the past 10 years, they face any teams outside of the Southeast Kansas League and other teams around the region, 8-10, a total record.
They have a losing record.
So everyone touts Chanute as now they can win in the regular season, but once they got to play against one of these big schools up from northeastern Kansas or Kansas City area, whatever it may be, they can't pull it off. Well, they just faced Tonganoxie, who is not as strong as we have been in the past, still a very formidable opponent. And they just beat us tonight, 41-17, no doubt about it. Any key takeaways from this game looking into next week, matchup with Paola?
Well, I think, like you talked about, Coach Troyer has got, some real coaching moments and some things that he can point out to hopefully get this squad even better, because they have all the fight and toughness that you want, but they just came up a little bit short tonight. I think they had too many athletes on the other side.
Yeah, too many athletes. I think that's a good way to put it. I'm trying to pull up our scoreboard here, trying to look at the score of the Paola game, see how they're doing tonight. And so you keep working on this. See the Chieftains huddled up. They're on the field. Long bus ride home. They're gonna have plenty of time to really think about this, digest it.
Then they'll get to relive it in living color tomorrow morning.
Exactly, with live commentary.
Yeah,
from the coaching staff. So looking through here at the score, see if a final score has been reported. Paola was facing Ottawa, and right now it's got Paola 21, Ottawa 20. So a close game there. No final score reported. So we'll wait and see what we're bringing in next week against Paola. But it was a physical, tough matchup last year, a game that the Chieftains picked up a win, and it was this season is kind of eerily similar to last season as far as kind of the start and the ebbs and flow through each week. The Chieftains started 0-2 last week in a game week 2. They should have won at Lewisburg. They faced Paola week 3, a big win at home. Going to be looking more of the same tonight. A tough loss to open the year at Basin Linwood, a game that they probably, not necessarily should have won. It's not like Baser
it was
didn't deserve to win.
It was definitely a winnable game for him, though.
It was a very winnable game. A couple of plays here and there. A touchdown taken off by a penalty was the difference. You come in against Spring Hill last week, big win. You come in week 3 now tonight. I think you got knocked down a rung. You got humbled a little bit.
Yep.
It's a good team. We'll see how the Chieftain squad responds, and that is when we will be back live on air is next week, Friday Night Lights, again, back at home. And we're also going to get volleyball started here coming up.
Yeah.
Not this Monday, but the following Monday. We're going to have a triangular at Baldwin, and then we're going to have Tuesday night action back at home. So back-to-back nights of Lady Chieftain volleyball here, making their season debut on Tonganoxie Sports Live, along with Tongi Soccer, where you're going to get those games coming up and underway as well. So we're going to wrap up our coverage here from Chanute High. We got a long ride back home to Lawrence ourselves. So on behalf of everybody, again, we want to thank everybody for their patience earlier on. I know the post-game show was about 15 minutes behind. We thank you guys for holding strong, holding patience in us, and even during the stream had to kind of bail out for a couple minutes. We appreciate everyone's patience, holding strong with us, hanging around. We appreciate the support. Unfortunately, the team just couldn't come up with it tonight. A tough loss for the Chieftains, 41-17. They'll be back at home next Friday against Paola. So on behalf of everybody at Tonganoxie Sports Live at Tonganoxie High School, alongside my broadcast partner Dennis Drennan, I'm Dylan Funk saying thank you, good night, and we will see you next Friday. Enjoy the football this week.
Been watching Tonganoxie High School athletics on your new home for the Chieftains, Tonganoxie Sports Live. Tonganoxie Sports Live is presented by Kansas Insurance, locally owned and operated. Learn more at kansasins.com.